the impetus to be able to carry out such brazen attacks? Because common sense will tell you that if you have a police station where you detain petty criminals and sometimes very dangerous criminals, it could be a target. Because, for example, if you make an arrest, perhaps a gang member of a very aggressive gang, the possibility is that they would make an attempt to come and to as it were come for one of their own is very high. And it is only normal, it is only natural that we have some degree of security at the police stations. Come to even think of it, almost every single police station has an armory. And these are highly sensitive national assets that also need to be protected. So for me, there are so many questions that we need answers to. Investigations should be done around the security protocols of these police stations and whether we might even have some officers complicit. And as for me, it is my hope that when the suspects or the fugitives are arrested, it doesn't end there. We take a closer look at our security regime in this country. Because let me indicate, without mincing words, that no country under the sun can be immune from crime. Or every single country has its security challenges. Even America, despite their sophistication, the advancement in their law enforcement and criminal justice system, have had to contend with an average 12,000 deaths every single year since 9/11 as a result of gun violence. But my issue is not about the quantity, but the quality of crime in the country. Because the fact of the matter is, when you compare the 2016 statistics, crime statistics, and the 2017, there has been a 10% reduction, despite the activities of Delta Force and other vigilante groups, the seizures of national properties, etc. Because the 2016 rate is at between January and May, the reported number of criminal cases is about 587. But in 2017, between the same period, it's about 487, representing about 10% reduction. But my biggest issue has to do with how audacious criminals have become lately. This is not the first time something similar is happening. They go on Rambo-style attacks, broad daylight, attack police officers like it happened at La Paz, at Circle, and other parts of the country. And now they have the temerity to go all the way to a police station to even kill an inspector. We really need to ask ourselves questions. And I think there's the need for a total overhaul of our security protocol in this country.
We'll get details on your thoughts, and I'm interested to hear what you say about this overhaul, how it will look, Deep. But let me just now cross over to my colleague, Samuel Lancelot Boateng. And it's in connection with this particular case we're discussing. Lancelot, good morning. Exactly where are you and what can you report?
All right, good morning, Kafude. I'm at the Kwabenya Police District Headquarters, where over the weekend these gruesome incidents happened. And in the process, one police officer in the person of Emmanuel Ashilevi, believed to be in his 40s, on duty that night, lost his life. And for the benefit of those who are hearing or watching this for the first time, the suspects, we understand, are at large. And as we know, the police has launched investigation to search for these suspects who are on the run. And it's also worthy to note that these suspected armed robbers also freed some 7 prisoners who were here at Kwabenya District Police Station. And if you would allow me, let me run you through their names. Okay, so they've been identified as Dixon Ofori, Adam Roxon, Emmanuel Korte, Prince Osei, Kofi Dakon, Atakwajo, and Chubuzo. So 6 of these on-the-run suspects are Ghanaians and 1 a Nigerian. The officer who lost his life in the process, we understand, was on duty here, and this actually is not, his station. They have other, commands here. So point is, they rotate, and it was his turn to come and then supervise this part of the police station when he met, his gruesome murder. When I came here, I managed to go around where the incident happened, and if you display some of the pictures, you could see some traces of, bullets through some of the window, and then there is a fault at the back. Some of the bullets, hit some of the driving mirror. If it's been displayed on screen for the benefit of our viewers who are watching. But as we understand, the commander I met here in the person of Inspector Siama is unwilling to, speak to us. So this is what I can actually, report for now.
Lancelot, what are they saying about the investigation? I was reading online that some people have started being picked up. I don't know what you can report on developments with respect to the manhunt that is currently underway.
Okay, so like the information we already know here at Kwabenya, well, when I spoke to Inspector Esiama, who is in charge here, he tells me the police is still investigating. And when we came here, I can see a scanty number of, policemen who are here. And even if you look at, the structure here, I think any smart, excuse me to say, armed robber can, overwhelm, this station. So if you're watching, you can attest that even the personnel here are not skilled. And more importantly, when it's close by the road, and at the time when the incident, happened, it's obvious that these suspected armed robbers, would have their way, because at that time, and looking at the traffic situation, if they are having, a car that can speed up very well, they can, make do and then run away with whatever they came here to do.
Lancelot, has the crime scene, because it's effectively a crime scene, has it been cordoned off with any tape to make sure that nobody comes in to tamper with any exhibits or any evidence there? Has it been cordoned off?
At the moment, no. There's nothing like, any barricade, yes. I understand it was done, during the weekend. But once the CID and then the police have gathered their investigations, I haven't seen any barricade here. Even as you can tell from what you see.
Yeah,
if the place has been barricaded, yes, you can, see for yourself.
Exactly.
There's nothing of that sort here.
Have you spoken to any of the residents in the area just to find out how they feel about what happened over the weekend? Any of the people who live in the Kwabenya area, what are they telling you?
Okay, the police station is not in the town proper. So, point is, it's like bus buyers who, pass by. It's close to the, to the road. But I spoke to some officer. They have an entrance to the Neutron, it's a Neutron Avenue, the Nucleus, gate. I don't know, it's located right behind the Kwabenya police station. I went to there and then spoke to some officer, and he told me one of his colleagues, were on duty that night. But as it stands, he doesn't know his whereabouts, and he can't tell me where the security man is. I wanted to find out from him when the incident happened, if he was around and what he saw, but he wasn't able to tell me anything.
Okay, just briefly. So was this attack? Did they attack the police station from the front or from behind? I mean, can you reconstruct exactly what happened?
No. Okay, so you, from what I gathered, you could tell they went through where the source is.
Did they attack the building from behind, or they went through the front, through the charge office? How did they do this?
They went through the front. I mean, the main entrance. Yeah.
I see.
They went through the main entrance and did whatever they wanted to do.
Do you know how many officers were on duty?
It's like they came fully prepared.
Do you know how many officers were on duty
Sure.
at the time of the attack? How many policemen were on duty, or women?
That I can't tell for now.
Okay.
That I can't tell for now.
All right.
Yes.
What about the other prisoners? The people who, there must have been other people in the jail. Are they still in the jail, or they've been moved to another police station?
Okay. That also I can't tell. I can't tell. But maybe in our subsequent report, I will find out, and then I will update our viewers duly. All
right, thank you very much. Lancelot Boateng is at the Kwabonnya District Police Headquarters, the scene of the crime that took away the life of an inspector, Shilevi. 7 people on the run. They were sprung free by 6 colleagues, accomplices who were armed. Adib,
so disturbing.
It's such an open area, no security cameras, and for them to actually go through the front, you know, what are your thoughts here?
It leaves me wondering if we are serious with our security in this country, honestly, because like I indicated, it is common knowledge. If you have a police station, that's where you detain petty, very dangerous criminals, and it's likely to be a target. Don't you even think of it as a security zone? But you go to the police stations, there's nothing like security cameras. People come in and go out at their convenience. No security. Sometimes you have 1 police officer or 2 police officers on duty, guarding not just the inmates, but the armory. So what if they had broken into the armory? It would have been a different story altogether. So for me, I think we have every reason to be worried, and we would have to use this as a wake-up call to, as it were, re-look at the police subculture, get to appreciate what their menacing needs and frustrations are, so we can do something about it. But for me, one of the areas we have to look at is the leadership, seriously. For example, you have police officers going out on traffic patrols or managing traffic out there without sidearms. What if they are confronted with emerging security threats? What do? Like it happened at La Paz. Yet, you have high-ranked police officers who are well protected, sitting in air-conditioned offices with sidearms. Do we have them really caring or getting to understand and making efforts to manage some of these challenges that are being confronted by the police service?
What does an attack like this have on the psyche of junior officers, those who man these police stations?
Well, like I indicated, the police service is not like GUTA or any organizations where the workers can come out and engage the media, you know, like press conferences and express their frustrations. But I have, at the personal level, engaged lots of police officers, and trust me, their frustrations are enormous and quite plausible as well. But my biggest challenge has to do with the wrong signals, attacks, brazen attacks like this, which send to other criminals out there, because it has the tendency of making them feel that you can engage, you know, in such a crime without being counted, because the police is not prepared enough. Indeed, they are ill prepared, and with the availability of locally manufactured guns, with some figures putting it at well over 1 million, illegally in the hands of people, they easily lay their hands on these guns, and it makes them more daring, and they come to, as it were, commit some of these crimes. And for me, it is not good for us as a people generally, because if the police is frustrated, if they are pushed to a corner that makes them feel they cannot perform their duties, it breeds a sense of insecurity, fear and panic, and it has the tendency of making the people also feel the best way to go about things is to protect themselves or to defend themselves. And in a quest to do that, you might have them also going to obtain illegally firearms and other dangerous weapons just to protect themselves. I recently had something, a burglary case in Kaswa. I went to the police there near the Central Lorry Park. I reported to them. They knew the address so well. They even mentioned an allergy in that house. They said they would come around. To date, nobody has shown up. So the next time such a thing or such a crime happens, you think I would have the impetus to go to the police? I've spoken with several people who are victims of either scams or thefts, and they are reluctant to go to the police because public confidence in the police is waning by the day, and you cannot hook, line and sinker put it on the police. We all have a role to play, the political elites, you know, because when you look at the police population, it's about 32,000 in the country. So for each police officer, we have about 840 Ghanaians, meaning it is woefully inadequate. And according to best practices internationally, it's supposed to be one police officer to about 500 Ghanaians. So even at that 32,000, you have some police officers on peacekeeping. You have some providing personal security to ministers. That's about 110 ministers, regional ministers, deputy ministers, heads of ministries, departments and agencies, MMDAs. So how many police officers will be left for you and I?
Banks,
banks, etc. And when you even look at the average, it means we wouldn't have enough police officers for every police station when there's an election. How much more those who will be doing the patrols, etc. So we really have a problem, and I think it's high time we looked at measures to put in place to, as it were, stem the tide.
All right, Adib. I'm just getting an update on this particular story. So our reporter on the ground tells us that there were 14 prisoners in the cell when the jailbreak took place, but 7 of them didn't escape. Half of them went off with these chaps who broke in, and the other 7 have been transferred to the Medina police station. Mm-hmm. So that is the information.
So it is highly likely those who escaped are part of the gang.
Exactly. We do have a junior police officer who we will not name for now, but he's there to speak about the effect of such attacks on their morale and how they feel about what is going on. Good morning, sir. You're welcome to the show. Oh, we've dropped him. We'll try and get him back on the line because I'm sure he has a few things to say. He is actually on the ground there, so he'll be able to tell us a little bit about how these kind of attacks affect the police officers. It's a really worrying thing. I mean, if we piece everything together, this is just almost like a movie where people can just storm there with guns, they shoot, they kill somebody, and then they go off.
When the La Paz attack happened, I personally went there. I spoke with a number of eyewitnesses, and they told me they thought it was a Kuma Wood movie being shot there because it was so, surreal. It was so unbelievable that they would have that motivation to engage in such an activity. So like I indicated, it sends dangerous signals to other criminal elements all across the country. We are not ready. Our security infrastructure is not crisp enough, and it's more worrying. And
do you draw a line between the attack on the courts with the so-called vigilantes and then what is happening now? Some people are trying to draw a line that, look, vigilantes did what they did in the courts and they got off with a slap on the wrist.
Sometimes we, as we try to politicize some of these
draw conclusions
issues
too quickly.
Exactly, but I feel politics should completely be taken away from security issues, because we are not talking about the security of NDC or the MPP. We're talking about the security of all Ghanaians. So for me, when someone does the wrong thing,
Let's take politics out.
Instead of MPP affiliated Delta Force,
let's get
let's
the police
say they are just criminals.
Okay, let me go to the line again and speak with the junior officer Adib. I'll get back to you on that. Good morning. I'm going to call him David for now. David, hi. Good morning. How are you?
Yeah, good morning, Kafi. I'm very fine.
Yes, sir. So you are a junior police officer of how many years in the office, in the service? Can you hear me? We are dropping the lines again. Pretty so sad. We just spoke to him. Hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you. The line is very
Oh,
bad.
good. Thank you for agreeing to speak with us. So how long have you been in the service, and what do you make of these attacks on police stations and your colleagues?
Actually, I must say it's a worrying situation for us now, considering what is happening. Almost every day, a police officer dies in line of duty, and if you're a police officer like me, you should be worried. You should be thinking about it. And then you should be asking when is going to be my turn. And you can imagine the kind of tension, the kind of situation we find ourselves in. But then this is the job we're trying to do, and we just still have to keep the hopes alive and continue to do it. It's not easy, but you can feel it from my voice, shaking my voice, that it's not easy. But we are so committed to our job, and we're going to do it. But what some of us have been saying for time past is that the police officer must be protected, and you need to protect the police officer. And we should look at the trends. This is not the first time. This thing happened, I think, this place. They moved some 2 years ago by the same Nigerian guys. The same guys went there, freed their guys, took some arms and went away with it. And then today we have Kwabenya. So it means that the fight has been taken from the street, and they have brought it to our doorsteps, and even our doorsteps, they are defeating us and killing us. So it's a big problem. And some of us have always been saying that it is high time the police administration wakes up. The government must wake up, the interior ministry must wake up. Because we can't continue to be losing our lives like this. And if you're a police officer and you wake up in the morning and you are not assured of what is going to happen, you will not be in the right frame of mind to protect the ordinary Ghanaian. Most especially when this time people come to the police stations and then take their people away. It's getting serious. We've talked about this thing, we've complained. Anytime you complain, someone tells you that, no. I'm getting frustrated with this whole thing. And it's not like we've not been complaining. We've been complaining. Look, these are factors that are most likely to contribute to these things. When the colonialists built police stations, they built barracks. Look at Kwabenya police station. Look at how isolated it is. Okay? Look at how it is. And you have a whole police district like that, no residents, nothing. And when you expect the police, I don't know. At the end of it, somebody will tell you, I will rely on the nearby patrol. Why were the nearby patrol? What if people came attacking them? At the end of it all, somebody's father is dead. The wife is going to become a widow, fatherless. The children are going to be dropped. Probably, we don't even know what their status of education now. Even though the CI's regulation tells us that at this time, if you die, the police administration to take care of your children to any level of education, it's not being done. You see, now that is one side. Let's look at the circumstances that led to this. The guy we were told came to the police station after he came to lodge a complaint. Look at the number of police officers on duty. He went back and brought 6 armed men. Because he realized that there were 2 there. And then the inspector at that time was elsewhere. So when he heard the attack, he came. Every year, thousands of police officers pass out. Thousands of them, they pass out. When they pass out, you see them parading themselves on the street. Recently, somewhere in Tema, there was this guy being chased by armed robbers. He saw police officers standing on the street. He went and parked there thinking that the police will save him. When the guys got there and shot, the police had to run away. The guys were robbed. We keep on saying that the police station is the first point of call. So stop the place. Stop the place with men. That way, it falls on deaf ears. You see? Now, when we come back, let's come to hours. Police officers at the stations are straight beyond 12 hours. Straight beyond 12 hours. So sometimes when you're on duty, the person can, you don't even have, you're not even the right, because you're already stressed up. So you don't even, you just look at the person. But if the person will probably, I'm not saying, I don't know the shit they are running at Pabenya there, but if probably the guys were there, if you are to be running 8-hour shifts, you would have been a little bit alert. Look at the person, what is even going. You might sometimes be following the guy to go and look at what the guy is going to bring. And if this guy is going to bring weapons or arms, you would have alerted the other guy to tell it, danger is coming. So there are 4 factors, and when you say, so no, your boss, I don't know what is happening. I don't know what is happening. Within this year alone, look, a whole police inspector was shot somewhere, and look at how the bullets, went through his head. Now we have an inspector. Normally, it's not usual for police inspectors to be killed, to be killed in this manner. But now the trend is getting to that. So it means that all of us should be ready, because now they are taking the fight to us in our homes, at our charge office. It's not normal.
All right. I wish I could continue, but we will probably get back to you in subsequent bulletins so you can give us a few more insights into exactly what it is to be a junior police officer with all these threats facing you. Thank you so much. That's a junior police officer who will remain anonymous for now. We'll get back to you later. Thank you very much. You want to say something to me? You want to say something?
No, you see, when you look at this thing, when you go to Nigeria, for instance, it is very common for them to go and free their criminals from the cells. So this is an important thing that we should look at it carefully.
All right. Thank you very, very, very much. Adib, I'll give you the last word. So this is a man who is actually on the ground, and he's echoing some of the things that you've been saying.
Exactly.
He's talking about the structure of the police stations, the lack of barracks, the fact that it was insecure and isolated, and so many factors, stretching of policemen, not enough shifts, too few officers. It's a jumble of problems.
And you know, interestingly, when you go to the police headquarters where you have all the high-ranked police officers, you go through metal detector checks, your phone is taken away from you. You go through, classical case of security checks before getting in. But when you go to the other precincts, the other police stations, where you have usually the junior officers doing the foot soldier job, it's not always the same. So at least I think it's important. This is a wake-up call to us to re-look at the security at the various police stations. Overall, we should also look at the leadership of the police service and see what the frustrations of the police officers are, and even command-based. You know, you realize that usually command is based at the very top. So I think it's important it's decentralized
all
to the bottom
down.
So you would have junior officers making certain critical decisions on the ground without recourse to the top. It's another day's topic.
Adib, we shall talk again. Adib Sani, thank you so much. He's a security analyst, and we'll be looking at the Kwabenya case. Keep your comments coming on 0246 020 580. Thank you very much. You've got sports coming up next. Don't go anywhere. Adib.